Have you ever wondered what the best Arrow titles of all time are? Well, let's talk about it. Today, I'm back with another mega physical media ranking video for you all. Today, I'm going to be ranking my top 5 Arrow titles. Yes, these are my favorite films from the Arrow Boutique label collection. So I'm going to rank these from the worst to the best. Now, this is just my own personal list, so I know your list is going to look way different out there. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below so we can kind of share our opinions and have some really fun movie discussions. But let's get right into this list here. Let's not waste any time, starting with number 5, and this is a recent one I picked up and I was just so impressed with it, and this is going to be Flatliners. Yes, the classic horror title. You got Kevin Bacon, Julia Roberts, Kiefer Sutherland. I mean, just a great acting talent all the way around, but really cool looking front slip cover. And now Arrow doesn't usually do slip covers, so I was so shocked that I'm like, whoa, that's an Arrow slipcover right there. I've seen their box sets before. I've seen their steelbooks. This was my first time seeing a slipcover from them. So really cool. I hope they continue to do that with their releases. But I just love this artwork here. You basically have the spirit leaving the body there. You got all those details there with the line as well. And look at the title, Flatliners. I love that font style. Nice and big on the front. And then you basically got that grid kind of in the background. So really good details there when you look very closely, especially even with the hair. Very detailed. Really, really nice. So I love that. Great slipcover already. Look at the spine. I love that spine. Look at that. Nice and big. You can see the font style of Flatliners right there. Arrow video. I mean, you're going to be able to find this on the shelf really easily, and that is important to us collectors. And then on the back, of course, you can zoom in and pause if you want to look at the special edition contents, looking at all the special features. I mean, tons of interviews that were just really awesome to dive into. And this was such a good release. It looked really nice with the 4K sharpness, sounded great. And just overall, the movie in general is my first time watching the original. I actually saw the remake a long time ago before even knowing about an original Flatliners. But watching this my first time, I love the premise story idea of this one, where basically this kind of a group of friends that are really smart, they go to a prestigious university. They want to basically get near-death life experiences, so they basically cause themselves to flatline, die for a certain time, a few minutes or whatnot, and then their friends have to revive them and bring them back. But what's really interesting is that horror idea of their past sins coming back to haunt them. Yeah, things they did wrong in their past life, things they regretted, I mean, come back into the real world. It's very creepy. Kind of almost a little bit feeling like Nightmare on Elm Street, and just a little bit with kind of those like dreamlike sequences almost, but really atmospheric, very creepy, very intense in some moments. Like I said, the actors do a good job, very believable here. So initially, I really just kind of enjoy the whole setup for this movie. Now, on how it's executed, is it the best? I don't know. I mean, for the time, it was probably wonderful. And like I said, I do like it. I just don't know if it packs the biggest punch by the end of the movie, but overall, still really enjoy this one. And if you love kind of that classic 80s style of kind of unique horror cult classic movies, I think you're going to like this one, because this is just a really cool idea for a movie. And I think I'm going to remember this one a lot more than the remake, because the remake I have barely any memory of. It's so vague, the remake to me, but the original, the acting talent involved, I'm going to remember that one. But really cool, that slipcover. Arrow, you got to keep giving us those cool slipcovers. I mean, you do that, I'm going to be so tempted to get more Arrow titles. All right, next up, getting into number 4, I had to pull out a steelbook. Oh, this steelbook was so cool looking to me, and I've showed this one before on the channel, but this, of course, is for an awesome movie, RoboCop. Look at this steelbook. You got that nice shine to it, nice and heavy because it's a steelbook, but oh, this is such a cool title. Now, if you get RoboCop, you could have got the box set, and usually I do get pretty tempted by the box sets, but for some reason, just the steelbook stood out to me on this one. And so I wanted to go with the steelbook rather than the box set. But I love the front cover. Now, the spine, the font could be a little bit larger, but it's okay for what it is. And then I like the back, of course. The back has some, cool design as well. That's really cool. And then Of course, you get the specifications on the back. And what's cool with this movie is you actually get the director's cut, you get the theatrical cut. So I'm happy they include both of those discs in there. So you get both versions of the movie, which is awesome. And it's just really nice 4K sharpness here. Also sounds great. I mean, Arrow, they always do a great job on all their 4Ks. I can never complain about their 4K quality. So yeah, really like RoboCop. This movie is awesome. Basically an action kind of almost sci-fi tale with there being an actual RoboCop. And yeah, very intriguing, really awesome movie. Like if you love action, kind of, blockbuster type of movies almost, RoboCop is really cool. But this movie is brutal, almost has a horror tone to it, kind of almost when I think back to the first Terminator, that one's like almost a little bit horror in there as well with how brutal it is. Same with this original RoboCop. I mean, some scenes are just like, oh my goodness, just so graphic and bloody and gory. I'm like, oh my, I didn't remember just how intense some of these action scenes were. I mean, it definitely goes there, especially in the director's cut of the movie, absolutely. So, really like this one. Once again, as I can be an action fan, I do really enjoy the original RoboCop. Definitely the best in the franchise for me. Yeah, and really cool steelbook. Can't complain. So had to pull out that one for number 4. All right, next, like I said, I'm tempted by Arrow's box set so much. I just think they look so cool. Looks like a big VHS box and just kind of makes me a little bit nostalgic, reminisce on the old days of physical media. So my top 3 are all Arrow box sets. So I had to go with Arrow box sets for the top 3 here. But now what is the order? So number 3, third place here, and I've shown this one on the channel before. And this one is going to be Wild Things. Yes, such a great suspense thriller kind of movie. And I love the front cover too, because you get all the acting talent on there. I mean, look at, you get more Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was in Flatliners and Wild Things. I mean, you can never have enough bacon. Just like with Breakfast. Can never have enough bacon in your movies, right? You get Denise Richards, you get Matt Dillon, you get Neve Campbell. I mean, such a great acting talent all around. Fantastic. And like I said, this movie is a great suspense story, a good mystery. It keeps me guessing. I go back and forth like what's actually happening, and you really don't know until the end of the movie. So it keeps your attention, especially like I said, if you like those suspense mystery thrillers, I think you're going to really like this one. But I love the box set. I love that thick spine here, so you can find it very easily on the shelf. I mean, look at that. Oh, I love that font style right there. Really, really nice. And then, of course, you got the back, which a little bit plain on the back, but that's okay. And then, of course, you got the specifications if you want to zoom in. But tons of special features here, just like Arrow always does. Great boutique label for including those special features. Can never complain about that. But then you take a look what's on the inside. And you can see you got your movie there. You got a booklet in there, and you even get a poster in there, a nice big poster. So that's why I kind of like these box sets. You get some extra goodies in them, and I just can't complain about that. So yeah, a little bit more pricey for some movies, but really with the work Arrow does on these, like I said, I can't complain too much because they just give you so much for the price. So really, really nice. Really enjoy this movie. I have to go back and watch it again. It's just so, so good. All right, next, another box set, of course. And this is a recent one I got, so I haven't shown this one on the channel yet. But I'm a big horror movie fan, and I was putting this one off, hoping, maybe one day it'll go on sale even more. But Arrow doesn't do really, too much deep sales. Yeah, they'll have their sale time, but even during their sale times, it's like pretty expensive, and it never goes even usually cheaper than that. I mean, their sale price kind of is almost standard price for other 4K movies, which is kind of interesting. But nonetheless, I had to pick up this title finally, just because this movie's so good. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. And that's going to be An American Werewolf in London. Oh my goodness, look at this front cover artwork. All the details there. I mean, oh my goodness. Look at that transformation at the bottom. So cool looking. I just could not resist any longer. I cannot put it off any longer. Had to pick up this movie. And I knew we were out of spooky season. So I'm like, I don't want to get too many horror titles this month. But Arrow sale was going on, and I had to pick up at least a few Arrow titles. So this one I'm happy I did. Just such a great movie. And then look at this. Love that spine. Nice and big. Once again, find that very easily. And then of course you get all the nice, look at that limited edition contents. Look at how much is packed into this movie. I mean, oh my goodness. Like I said, Arrow does a wonderful job always with that. Excellent, excellent. And then, of course, just like with their other box sets, get the movie in there, you get the booklet, and I think that's a poster as well. So really, really cool. Once again, if you're a fan of this movie, you're a horror fan, I mean, this is such a good Arrow title pickup. And this movie is great. If you haven't seen this movie and you like horror movies, to me, this is probably the best werewolf movie out there. It's very entertaining. The practical effect work alone in the transformation sequence is just out of this world good. It is excellent. Keeps up to this day. I love practical effects, especially in horror movies, and this one just does a stellar job with that. But really intriguing story. You care about the characters involved, and it always keeps you guessing. There's always those kind of scenes and moments where, you know, they have their horrific elements in there, and you're just like, oh my goodness, it captures my attention again. So really like how the story's put together. It's very intriguing. Like I said, when I think werewolf movies, gotta think American Werewolf in London. Just so good. And once again, I love that artwork. Excellent, excellent. So new one I just picked up, like I said, and already made it up to my second spot. So, oh, great pickup there. All right, now getting on to number one, first place. Now I've shown this one on the channel before. I even did a full-on in-depth review of it and unboxed the whole thing. So I will link it in the description below. If you never saw that video, you can definitely watch it after this one. But you guys are probably already guessing, because if you've been watching my channel, you know which one I really like. And oh, so good. Just the best of everything here. And that is True Romance. Take a look at this box set. Look at that artwork. I mean, that artwork is phenomenal. So good. Oh my goodness. And look at that acting talent too. I mean, Patricia Arquette in there. Get Christian Slater. Dennis Hopper. I mean, Gary Oldman. Brad Pitt. Christopher Walken. Val Kilmer. I mean, oh my goodness. This is just an amazing cast all around, but I love that sunset background. So good. And I love the font size. Look at that. That spine's so nice. And I love the colors. Once again, going with like that sunset color scheme. Really nice. And then the special features, of course, are phenomenal. Like I said, with every Arrow title. But now the reason I picked this one, because I don't know if I would say this is my favorite movie out of all the other ones. You know, I might say, hey, you know what? For movies, maybe I like RoboCop more. Maybe I like An American Werewolf in London more. Maybe even I like Wild Things more. But I had to go with this. Once again, look at this. You get the steelbook in the box set. Usually with Arrow, you got to choose. Usually you can get the steelbook or you can get the box set. Now, with True Romance, steelbook in the box set. I love that. It's the best of both worlds. It's amazing. I hope they do that with a lot of their future releases. But not only that, you get so much packed in here. Like I said, I'm not going to unbox it all again because you can look at that video. But I mean, you get booklets, posters, little extra goodies in there. Looks great in 4K, sounds great in 4K. It's a really good story because it's written by Quentin Tarantino. So if you love that kind of style of movie with really intriguing, different characters, dialogue-heavy scenes, but then over-the-top, bloody action by the end of it, I mean, this is a movie for you. It's so good, once again, if you're a Quentin Tarantino fan. So, once again, because I think it's the overall best package, even though I don't know if I would say it's my favorite movie, but for Arrow titles, I had to pick this one. It was a no-brainer to me. Just has, you know, everything I think of when I think of, hey, what makes Arrow so special in terms of a boutique label? To me, that just has mostly everything. Once again, all around, a great pick. At least that's how I made the decision. But once again, if you have not left in the comments below your favorite Arrow titles in your collection, definitely leave those down below. Get me some recommendations out there, because I definitely want to expand the collection in the future when there's another Arrow sale, and I'm sure other collectors want to as well. So definitely we can all look at each other's comments. And then, of course, if you don't have any Arrow titles, still leave a comment below. Did you like any of the movies I picked out? Would you have make some of the same selections too, let's share those fun movie discussions down below. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.